festival. It's my second time in Kolkata. I was there 10 years ago.
Oh, is
with
it?
with my previous film was called The Kid Who Lies. It was at the Kolkata Film Festival. It was held in November, if I'm not mistaken. And it was I spent a great time. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, I think you are absolutely fine. I asked for a headphone for myself.
Okay. So it's great to be with all of you again, although this time is in this virtual way. So you're asking me where the idea came from. You know, Peru is a very particular place
Yes.
where a lot of sceneries, a lot of the culture and what the cultural ancestors gave us. So amazing places, not so different from India. So there are a lot of people who decide to believe. There are a lot of noises. Is it okay?
Yeah. Is it okay? Okay. What I'll do is I'll go on mute.
Okay, maybe. So what I wanted to tell with this film is that although we have this huge ancestor culture, there are a lot of mysticism where people decide to believe in otherness that what they learn from culture, and there's a very usual way for people here to get involved with alien beings, extraterrestrial senses. So they take them and make them to be part of their ancestral culture, as if there were only one. And this is a very amazing way to approach to this phenomenon, because differently from the rest of Occident, where they believe these alien beings like dangerous ones, the ones who want to damage you, they are going to invade you and become you in I don't know what. This way that we have in Peru and Latin America is a very, very a friendly one, where they get in communion with all these beliefs. So for one part, I love this approaching of the phenomena, and by the other side, when in the society there begins, you feel this kind of convulsion and chaos, then immediately a lot of false prophets begin to emerge with false speeches. No? How do you say charlatan? This speech, no? So that's the way I wanted to reflect this kind of people who want to manipulate the popular believings.
Okay, I think you have captured it very, very well, I must say. Congratulations on that. So is it common to find prophets in Lima who claim to have established contacts with aliens? Is it common to find such people in Lima?
Yes, it is very common, and it is also very dangerous, because it is not just one who decided to become a preacher, but they are inside the political instauration here in Peru. I mean, there's a political party right now in our Congress who believe that his leader has been sent by aliens to guide their people. And they have a curul. They are part of the political incident. So that's very, very complicated right now.
Yeah. So see, watching the film, it almost came to me that possibly you have tried to draw parallels with the political system in Lima. And the way you say it now, it almost feels that, yes, it is prophetic. So could you tell us more about the present political system in Lima? What's happening in Lima?
It's a chaos. It's a total chaos. Because we've had 3 different presidents in 1 year. So that can figure you the chaos it is right now. We're going to have elections on April, so maybe things could get easier. But right now it's a chaos because it's the Congress in fight with the executive, the presidential, the ministers. So they're all the time in a fight, and the plot in all the cases is because of the huge corruption that is coming from the political basis.
I think in 1 year, if you have 3 presidents, the people who suffer the most are the little kids who learn president's name for school admissions.
And some of the names are very complicated, so it's hilarious. Yes.
Okay, a couple of more questions before I open it to the audience.
First of all, I want to excuse myself because English is not my first language, so it's a little bit difficult, but I'll try to do my best.
No, that's absolutely. You are doing absolutely fine, Marite. You're doing absolutely fine. So do not worry about it at all. Couple of questions. One is, what I loved about your camera work is there are some very extreme close-ups you have shot, and if you could take me through the philosophy of using such extreme close-ups in your film as we progress. So what has been your style of using particular lensing in your film?
As you can see, the proposal is changing as I am getting inside the main character. At the beginning, he's in this convulsion sea with the waves that get him troubled, and then in the open shots where he's in the huacas. The huaca is a very attractive concept. There are a lot of them around all Peru. They are kind of tombs, cemeteries, antique cemeteries that have not all been worked. So they are like these places where the monticles are still hiding precious treasures that haven't been discovered yet. So at the beginning, it's like as he is trying to find himself, when that curiosity spreads him up, the camera begins to getting more and more close to his doubts if he should become again the leader of this cult, or his fears will gain him again.
Okay. I also realized that you have edited your film yourself.
Yeah, that's why I usually do with our own films. I don't edit for others, but also only for our films, because I think the edition is already conceived since the mise en scène. All the energy is already put during the mise en scène. So it's a pleasure to order what you thought before shooting the film. What I usually do is to invite different important editors in Latin America, also in Spain, and I invite them to watch the film in the final drafts, the final editings. So I have this connection with other professionals to get to the final cuts. And that's the way I used, and it worked very good for us.
I'll just quickly explain how this Q&A is happening, because you are right now in the screen, big screen. You are, as you speak, you are being projected. I cannot be in the same space, otherwise there will be a lot of feedback. So I am standing outside the auditorium where I am right now, and your audience is inside. So what I have to do is ask for questions from people who are inside. So people will come and speak to me, and I'll ask you the question, and as you answer, you will again be full screen on the big screen. So yeah, so we just open it to the audience, and there are questions. Let me ask you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. So, like all good movies, definitely I should be watching it one more time before having any questions. But two things I would definitely like you to talk about. One, the professor's relationship with his dog, Orion. And the other thing is definitely the ending, the earthquake, and its relation to, the reality of the film, because the film, for me, it kind of flit in and out of this world where people live in their heads, and then there's the real world, and the earthquake kind of, falls somewhere in between, I feel. And then when you end with the earthquake, I would really like to know what you were thinking when you chose to end with those tremors.
Okay. So you want me to answer right away?
Yeah, sure.
Or I need to wait for the audience? I didn't get it, because I'm just watching you in the monitor. Is it okay?
Because of feedback, I have to come out and also ask the question, but yeah.
Okay.
This is a little complicated.
Okay. No, it's okay. The tremors in Peru are very common. I mean, we are in a place where earthquakes we are used to them. So the theory of this guy who decided to make this kind of cult with a lot of information coming from one to other side, he decided that the way the aliens got in touch with him were through the tremors. When the tremors came, and then was this light that came out. I mean, all of that is real. When you feel the tremors here in the coast of Peru, because of the of the earth, how do you say that? There's a light. There's a light. La fricción. How do you say it?
The friction, the collision.
Yeah. The collision makes this ray of light. So people usually see those ray of lights when there's a tremor. So that's the principle of his speech. Blah 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 blah. So in one point, he got afraid. He says it. And the lady tells him, when the earth really came, you were afraid, because you didn't know if it was really you, a prophet, or just a coincidence. The thing is that this prophet, who in one moment he decided to invent all this theory, suddenly maybe he gets into it. He's part of some way to generate it. And that was this end. I mean, in the end, he's already lost. The chances he had to become a leader again are already lost. The kid was no, the kid knew how to take away from him his preachers. So now he is abandoned. Not even his dog is with him. So he's with his mom in this asylum. And then he feels the only thing that he's not sure if it's really coming from him or he already invented. So I gave this opportunity to the character at the end of the film. Is it real? Is it coming right now and I'm feeling it before the others? And that's like an open question for this defeated character.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my question.
No, it's okay.
Thank you, Marite. There's more question coming up, and I'll pass it on to the other person now.
Hi, Marite. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
of course.
Okay, so my question was, Marite, that what I understood from the film, that he already probably had figured that whatever he was saying was gibberish, and he had accepted it. And then later, your screenplay gets this guy into his life who again robs him. So why were you so cruel to the character? Because he already was in a absolute dark corner of life where there was nothing. He used to be one really rock star spiritually, and probably that's what my understanding is, that he already figured that what he was saying was all rubbish.
Yes.
And then he obviously lost everything. The girls he lost, his mother was in asylum. He was barely staying in this house, which could have been taken by the government people any day. And then all he had was this dog and this one little house that he was trying to build. So, as a storyteller, why will you punish him even more after he has realized?
I mean, the idea is this is a defeat derrotado. It's as you say, but there's a sprinkle of possibility that become all what he lost. So this is like the one chance you have to redeem yourself. But this redemption includes the garbage. And also this redemption will include to confront your doubts. Was I really a prophet? Or, I mean, in some way, I guessed some of the things. I mean, there was an earthquake. I told you it was going to be an earthquake. So all these doubts, this is like the last hope you have. And also, what I loved is, although you've already been punished, what happens with the, how do you say it in English? Wait a minute. La arrogancia, the arrogance. Okay?
So, are you saying that he became greedy once again and hopeful
Yes.
once again? That
Yes,
what if
in
it
one
works?
moment, in one moment, until
Yeah.
he gets he's involved with the fear again. But the arrogance is important in one time, and how he decides just with a change of clothes becomes again in this fake prophet, no, in this fake figure.
Okay. Thank you for answering that, Marite. I have one more question, which is on a person to person, which is you as a thinker, which is I come from a land which had Buddha. As Indians, we have had spiritual leaders. there have been stories by our grandfathers, grandmothers who have seen it themselves. A lot of spiritual magic. What is your opinion about the? I'm not talking about what people generally do. A lot of people do. They mislead people. They talk rubbish. But do you also agree that there are people who have mastered their spiritual masters?
Absolutely. And that's why I'm doing this, also this criticism with the false prophets, because the culture is so full of these enigmatic and delicious tales that what they do when they take them away from the common of the people, they tergiversar, they change them, for their all purposes. But of course, and one of the most interesting things that happened here in the Andes, the mountains, the Inca Empire, and all of that, is that they, with the time, they got this syncretism with their old gods. No, the gods are called the apus, the apu of the mountain, the apu of the lake. No, all elements in the nature have their own god. They get this syncretism with these, I mean, personajes alados, this coming from the outer space beings that
Right.
in the Occident they are all called like extraterrestrial beings. For them are just elves or angels
Right.
or different gods that mix with their own culture, and they believe in that. And I think that's the most rich, what gets richer in our culture. And these prophets, what they do is take away the most inside of the souls and take
The purity.
and take advantage of the needs of the desperate people who need something in what to believe desperately.
Right. I understand. Cool. Thank you so much. I'll give it over to Buddy.
Hey, Marite, hi.
Hi.
I think I will just wait to see if there's any other question that comes our way. Till then, if you could let me know the journey of the film. Where did you begin? I saw that it was screened at San Sebastian and it also screened at Tribeca. So which happened first, and where are you right now? Is it available? Has it released, theatrical release? So what's your plan with the film?
Well, as you can imagine, we had a lot of complications because of the pandemic. So
Of course.
our main release, our world release, was in Tribeca. Tribeca, it was in April 2020. So a month before our screening, we all entered in lockdown. So we couldn't release the film in a presential way. It was like what we are doing right now. So we decided to wait until the theaters would open, and it took a lot of time. So we are screening the film in a virtual and streaming way. And in Latin America, we are still in lockdown. So we are waiting, I don't know, hope to release it in August, but we haven't had the chance to show it here in Latin America, not in Peru, not in Brazil, because we are still in lockdown.
Yeah, that has been the tragedy with a lot of films and a lot of filmmakers, and my heart goes out to everyone. I think it's a difficult times, but Marite, thank you so much for sharing your film with us. I think it has been a privilege to have watched your film, And
Yeah, thank you very much.
I would do now is, and what I would do now is come in, and you would hear people clapping.
Okay.
So I'm just going in, and thank you so much, Marite. And with that, we come to the end of the Q&A. It has been a pleasure, and let's hope our paths cross again in the future. And all the very best to you and this wonderful film of yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's great you are in a theater right now.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.